What does PARC mean to me?
Students coming together to help other students.
Emotional support, place.
Community.
Hello, welcome to the park.
Hey, diversity, et cetera.
It's hard to be a student. It's very different than when I was in college. Students have, I think, a lot more on their plates. They have a lot more to juggle.
We're all here to try to help students that need different things. And I think that's one of the main differentiating factors of Sacramento State specifically. We've got a wide range of characteristics represented in our student body.
I, for myself, come from, a Hmong background, and I've been raised up where, I tend to be a little bit more quiet, and I tend to be very, I would say, just a strong listener. And sometimes people may perceive this as if I'm not maybe paying attention, or I'm not, being responsive. So for me, when I meet a 2D for maybe the first time, usually I start off the session by just introducing myself, especially my name, because my name is spelled very unique. It's spelled Tseng, but it's pronounced Chang. So I usually kind of use that as an icebreaker to kind of talk to the student. I ask them, what's their name. That's probably the most important thing right off the bat that I kind of do is I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing the name correctly. I want to make sure that I am saying their name correctly because the name is a big part of the identity.
If that is significant, then we use the robust test. And then that value is from the Welsh part because it's different from the F ratio. My cultural values have basically been learn as I go. So having him break it down step by step, he's basically has given me a deeper understanding of what the meaning of the question is.
If it's significant, what are you going to use?
If it's significant, then we use the games.
So that's one. So the game's Howl, and what other one?
And then the Bonferroni for Nos.
When people tell me for my tutoring style that to be really strong on being culturally responsive, for me, I feel like I like to define that as understanding that people come from multiple backgrounds and that people are going to have multiple learning styles, and to kind of fit maybe what's best for them instead of what's best for me as a tutor. So sometimes I would say that when you're in a classroom, you might have I would say 100 other students in there, and there's only one teacher. And sometimes the unfortunate thing is the teaching style may not fit the student's learning style. And I feel that that's maybe the luxury or the advantage of what tutoring can actually have, is that we can actually fit a student's tutoring I'll say learning style with our tutoring style.
Coming from a student who has a disability, a learning disability, and I've known that I'm more of a tactile and hands-on and visual. I utilize all of those in my learning process. So coming to PARC, my tutors definitely highlight those aspects to put two and two together so I can grasp the full concept of what I am learning.
So when I am, having a tutoring session, I always have the tutoring model in my mind, because what I really want to get the end goal, I guess, in a weird way with my 2D is I want to work myself out of a job. The reason why is I really want my students to understand, how to do the problem that we're doing and kind of explain it to me in their own way. So maybe the way I kind of explain it in a more simple version from the tutoring model is maybe I start off as the tutor, but I eventually want to become the 2D with my 2D themselves, and they become the tutor.
Successful students promoting student success seems to work.
It works.
Great formula. I think that I've learned that I have to take risk, and in order for students to really learn, they have to practice leading.
Student-led, faculty-guided, letting them take the lead, letting them take the forefront.
What we try to offer this space for students, we want them to have a sense of belonging. But I think I found a sense of belonging too. I was born in Taiwan, and my parents were from China. I mean, that kind of experience really make me feel like I'm the outsider. And then I moved here many years ago, and being an international student, immigrant, sometimes I feel like I'm kind of you know, I feel like I'm part of two wars, but I don't belong to neither one of them, you know. So that kind of sense of belonging very, very important to me.
We can provide support, both academic support to help them with their classes, and also programmatic and social support to help students feel connected to the campus, to feel that they have a place to go for help, that there's someone that can connect with them, that can connect them to a resource or help them right there.
All right, sounds good.
That is it.
Awesome.
My family wasn't really big on education. I am definitely first generation, going to be graduating with a bachelor's degree. Early on, I had struggles with English, math, and reading. It's taken me about 15 years to get to Sac State, but with the help of tutors in the recent several years, I have been managed to come up to the expectation of college education, and the help of the PARC Center have desperately, tremendously raised my grades from average to A's. Something I've never achieved in the last 15 years of education. So basically, if I can do it, anybody can do it.